There's no doubt that the Australian housing market is struggling to keep up with rising population demand, and we are in a housing crisis.
So Australia's cities are growing very rapidly. That's making the land that we have in our cities increasingly scarce and increasingly desirable. We're seeing relatively inefficient use of land where we've got single-family dwellings, where a more efficient use would have multi-family, higher density properties.
Today, it's harder than ever for young people to own a home or even to afford rental accommodation. 62% of young people think they'll be worse off than their parents. Less than half think that they'll be able to buy a home. This problem started to emerge at the end of last century, when houses were no longer treated as places to live, but became assets to be written off and taxed. But pointing fingers at older generations isn't helpful. We need to pivot and come up with intergenerational solutions.
In a lot of our suburbs, we face restrictions on the way that land can be used. There's restrictions around density and the height of buildings. We should limit these restrictions in a reasonable way to encourage high density development.
As architects, we're really interested in what's called industrialised production. This is really about how production moves from the traditional worksite into the factory to produce buildings off-site, to modularise them and to erect them on-site much more quickly with more efficiencies in the supply chain and in the construction. It's very popular abroad. Countries like Sweden have really created a strong market for housing supply using industrialised methods.
Sustainability must be a top priority in design and construction of our homes. Otherwise, we can end up with paying more in long run. Sustainable homes, they are typically built with eco-friendly materials. They have good air tightness. They are also well insulated. These features, they are good for our planet. They also provide a comfortable and healthy living environment. This can greatly improve affordability in terms of cutting energy bills and maintain a good quality of life for residents.
One way to address the housing crisis is to improve vocational education and training. And we need to value vocational education and training as much as we do university. Housing is not a nice to have, it's a must have. It's not a luxury, it's a basic right. And therefore we need to work together to come up with solutions.